Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Heat Ray Vision podcast. Tonight I got myself, Hector, also known as CN6. And with me, I got Jazzy.
What up?
And Hive. I'm a bitch. I can't do it just as good as you, man.
I'm a bitch.
Yeah, there you go. No Hive, unfortunately. But yeah, based on the title alone, man, this is the Split Fiction review. But before we actually get into it, I'd like to remind you guys that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at Heat Ray Vision Podcast. Go to heatrayvisionpodcast.com. You can see all of our links through there. Also, make sure you join the Discord. Top link in the description. Join the Discord, guys. Come chat with us about video games, movies, TV shows, anything like that. But yeah, Split Fiction. Let's get into it,
man. Yeah, guys. So Split Fiction. When did it come out?
March 6th.
March 6th.
Yes.
And this is a big release because obviously, for those of you who don't know, this game was made by Hazelight Studios, and the game before this, obviously, won Game of the Year. It Takes Two. That came out in. Now, I'm being honest with you, that game won in a year where I think it was probably like the weakest year in games. I don't know if you remember.
I don't, man. I'm gonna be real. I don't. That's why. When did that come out? 2019.
Around there, yeah.
Around that time, I wasn't like in tune with the industry.
No, I
didn't know what was going on.
No, that year was very weak for games, bro. But I'm not saying It Takes Two wasn't deserving it. It was deserving of it. Don't get me wrong. I played the game. I played it with my cousin and what's it called? And it was fun. And when I played it, I was like, oh yeah, I can definitely see why it won Game of the Year. But that year when it won, it was a relatively weak year in terms of just games, if I remember correctly. I remember watching the Game Awards. I was like, damn, there's not a lot of bangers in this shit.
Maybe I could look up.
I was about to say if you can look up the nominees. But yeah, man. So this game was the founder of the studio is Joseph Fares, if I'm pronouncing his name right. They made games like It Takes Two. Let me see, It Takes Two, A Way Out. And I believe one more. I'm trying to see what they have. No, I think it's just those. Yeah, in Split Fiction, right? He also made another game called The Brothers of. Let me see. I'm trying to find the Brothers: A Tale of Two. But that game was made by. That was his first game, and it was made by Starbreeze, and that's kind of was his inspiration to found Hazelight.
Okay.
So now we're here, Split Fiction, very anticipated game because, like I said earlier, because
everybody loved the other games too, especially It Takes Two.
I remember hearing about A Way Out.
Yeah.
When it came out, and I was like, "Yo, this game's so unique, it's so blah blah blah, so different, right?" And I never checked that game out. I want to check it out, and I will with one of my other friends. But I was very much looking forward to it because obviously, like I said earlier, I played It Takes Two, and that game is very. How should I say? It was very fun. A very fun time. I enjoyed it. But here we are with this one. I was excited to check it out. I'm excited to talk about it and really just dive in deep into it because this game, I'm so grateful for it being the length that it was, man.
Was it 2019 Takes Two? 2020. Because I have the 2019 nominees, but they're not. Takes Two is not on here.
Really? Check the following year then. But I could have sworn 2020 was like God of War or some shit like that.
Game Awards 2019. Yeah, you're right. Winners and nominees. Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna see if I can keep finding it here, man.
All right. So just to give a quick premise of what the game is about, Split Fiction. Funny enough, as you play the game, it's in the split screen. But not horizontally, it's a vertical line. And as you play the game...
2021, bro.
Oh, really?
2021.
Damn, I was way off.
I'm like, what the fuck? Because look, I'm looking at 2018, right? The nominees for Game of the Year of 2019
I thought it was way further than that.
Was Sekiro.
Sekiro, yeah.
And, I think that's the game that won, maybe.
I was about to say, Sekiro won Game of the Year.
In 2019.
2019, yeah.
Okay, but the nominees, was that game, Control... Death Stranding, The Outer Worlds, Resident Evil 2, the remake, and then Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is It Takes Two? But no, that was in 2021. So let me look at the 2021 list.
All right. So the premise of this game is that you can you play this game by yourself?
No.
You need a friend.
Okay,
man. So you need someone to play this game with. And here's the cool thing: you're probably like, damn. man, I gotta convince my friend to play this game. Man, he has to spend this game wasn't even full price, right? It was like $50, right? 60, 50.
It was $50.
It was $50. So
$50.
W already. But the cool thing about this game is that, let's say you're interested in it and you have a friend who's like, man, it looks cool, man, but I don't want to spend $50, or I don't have the money right now to spend $50. A cool thing that this studio has always done is that they have a thing called like a Friends Pass, right?
Yeah.
The Friends Pass. And what this Friend Pass basically is that you can send them, or they can download this Friends Pass, and it's basically the game, right? And he can play the whole game with you because you own the game already for free. Mm-hmm. So that's exactly what me and Hector did. I didn't buy it. Shout out to him. He bought it. And I just downloaded this Friends Pass and I played the game for free. Now, I'm pretty sure you don't get everything if you download the Friends Pass, because as we were playing the game, Hector was getting achievements.
I was getting trophies, yeah.
I wasn't. Mm-hmm. But like, to me, it's like, well, that makes sense. I mean, if I'm playing the game for free, they got to restrict some things. Like, why am I going to get it?
But the thing is, I think that's because maybe you're on PC.
No, because I still would get, I get.
Would that work?
No, I get trophies, or I don't know what they're called on Steam. Achievements when I play games on Steam. Like they'll pop up on the bottom right screen and it pops up and it says the name of it.
Huh, that's weird.
It has to be it, bro. And it makes sense. It's like, hey, you want achievements? Buy the game.
Yeah.
But at that point, it's like, all right, like, if you really want, if you're that big into a trophy hunting, which Hector is, then just buy the game already. Me, I'm not that big, so I didn't really care.
That's true.
And to me, it's not like, oh, fuck you, you're gonna make me pay for trophies. Yeah, to me, it's not.
If anything, like majority of the time, it's not really a big deal. The point is that you have access to the fucking game.
Yeah, so that's a huge. That's a really cool thing that this studio does, and I wish a lot of studios who will just take note of that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because just a little like fun facts. This game has already sold, I think, like 2 million copies in its first week.
Yeah,
I always say this. I always say it, man.
That's very true.
If you just make a great game, a fun game, and you put the gamer first, fuck making extra money or putting a store in there, the money will always follow, dude.
Yeah.
It will always follow. If you make a game with the gamer at heart and you're not just trying to fuck them over and drain their wallet, drain their bank accounts, the money will always follow. Mm-hmm. I will always stand by that, right? But to get back to the premise, you're basically playing a co-op game, right? You can only play with another friend, but like we just said, you can make your friend download that Friends Pass and play the game for free. And you go on this adventure, and it's very cool. I don't want to get too into it because we have the shit breaking down for y'all. But on this adventure, and you're always seeing your friend's POV as you play the game. Yeah, and that's kind of one of the unique things about it. Because obviously I was in my house playing on PC, and he's on his house playing on his console, and I'm seeing his POV, and it involves a lot of teamwork, a lot of timing shit, a lot of funny moments happen as you play these games, right? And that's basically how I would sum up this game. I don't know if you want to add anything that I missed out on.
Just to dive more deeper in the game premise with the characters, right? We play as these two characters called their names are Mio and Zoe. Mm-hmm. And you said Zoe.
Oh, my bad.
I'm pretty sure it's Zoe.
Zoe, no, you're right. Zoe,
and they are both fictional writers, and their goal is to get published. Mm-hmm. And obviously, things don't go as planned, and now they're trapped in their own worlds. And now we sometimes jump into like Mio's world, we sometimes jump into Zoe's world, and now you're in this crazy adventure. Well, I don't want to give too much. With I don't want to spoil anything. And or another thing too, Mario, that you mentioned was like you said that it's really cool and unique that we could see each other's screens and stuff. Mm-hmm. I took it as like almost nostalgic.
Oh, like when we're kids?
Yeah, because in before, like on the PS1,
PS2, it kind of went away with Xbox. PS3, I would say. Yeah, in those consoles,
there would be split screen
on every game.
You'd play couch co-op with your friend, and that's something that in today's era, man, that it's kind of dwindling down. Yeah, it's kind of going away. And the fact that Hazelight Studios exists and Joseph is doing his absolute best to like make that a thing and prevalent, I should say, in the industry is like amazing. Mm-hmm. Because not only does it feel like a classic couch co-op game that you could literally play with your friend, mm-hmm. but even if you can't meet together, you can still have that feel. You can still feel that couch co-op feel because you're seeing each other's screens, and only one person needs the game.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like the way, no matter how you want to play a couch co-op or
online,
it still feels that couch co-op because only one person, there's only one copy of the game, and you can see each other's screens.
And I believe even if you let's say you want to try it out, you can download like the demo for it.
Oh yeah.
Which that already is rare. Demos.
That's very
we
true.
don't get demos anymore.
That's
you want to
true.
know why? Because like I feel like if demos were to come out, people were playing and be like, "Yo, this shit a buggy mess. Fuck this game. I ain't
That's
buying
true.
it." I think
That's
that's why they do it, bro. Probably.
Yeah,
That's funny.
that's very true. But so we're gonna actually. I have. Oh wait, let me list out the game of the years for 2021 because
Okay.
it takes two. So the nominees for game of the year in 2021 was It Takes Two, Deathloop, Metroid Dread.
I mean, pause right there. Pause. Deathloop, my guy.
Yo, a lot of people said it was.
I know
fire.
it was good, but
I've
for
never-
game of the year.
Okay, but listen, watch girl.
All right.
Just watch, girl. Metroid,
Okay.
Metroid Dread, and then Psychonauts 2, which Psychonauts is fire. I like that game, so my Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
That game was fun.
That was like the PS5. That was like I think that was like a PS5.
That was
launch.
a PS5 launch title. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. I played it.
And then ready, Resident Evil Village.
Really?
That was in 2021.
They
Man.
had that game was nominated. I played that game.
You don't think so? You don't think it deserved to be nominated? I
to
haven't
be
played.
nominated, yeah, but I don't know to win. I mean, after
Really?
playing both, I played both, right? Yeah, I would give it to It Takes Two.
Really? Oh wow. Okay.
Dude,
I really want you to play Psychonauts. Psychonauts 2 is really cool.
it's a
3D.
classic type
It's
of
a-
game, right? In terms of
Psychonauts
gameplay.
Actually, I think maybe on the Game Pass they have the OG Psychonauts. It's an original Xbox title. Psychonauts 2 is a sequel to that. Like it actually continues the story. But dude, it's polished. It's fun. It reminds me of
It's a platform shooter, right? Like arcadey? Or am I wrong? What is it like?
No. It's a 3D platform.
3D. Oh, it's a platform.
So like Astrobot. Think of an Astrobot.
Oh, okay.
It's like Astrobot, but the worlds are more at least in Psychonauts 2 is more bigger. So like you can explore like there'll be certain areas in the game that are really like bigger compared to Astrobot that feels kind of like open world-ish where you could just explore a bit and then run into missions and like shit like that.
But like, okay, compare that year
Okay.
to other years.
I mean
It's a weak year.
I haven't played Resident Evil Village. I can't say for that. I
Okay,
haven't
knowing
played
you would probably pick Resident Evil Village.
Ratchet and
right?
Clank. I haven't played that game. I haven't played Deathloop. I haven't played It Takes Two. We should probably. Well, I should have said that. I haven't played It Takes Two. Split Fiction is my first Hazelight Studios game, and I want to go back and play the other games.
One, yeah.
And yeah, so the only game that I played here in the nominees was Psychonauts 2.
I played 3 of them. After playing It Takes Two, I still think It Takes Two takes it. Even though I really did enjoy Resident Evil Village, and it's obviously more me, like more like I'm a huge Resident Evil fan.
Yeah,
I still think It Takes Two takes it because what they did was, I'm not gonna say groundbreaking because they had a Way Out already released.
Yeah,
but they definitely pushed the genre, and they killed it in every aspect, bro.
yeah.
That's why I think it deserved it. And Resident Evil Village, obviously, I still think it's a great game. I love it. And I can't wait for you to play it.
Well, there was other games that came out in 2021. So Halo Infinite, I forgot about that. Halo Infinite came out in 2021. Returnal, which a lot of people were saying
I missed out on that game, bro. I really wanted to check it out.
People were saying it's a really good PS5 game. Forza Horizon 5.
I'm not a big card guy.
Back for Blood, which we played.
Yeah, ass.
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which is another really good
that
game.
one was that one everyone thought was going to be shit.
Yeah.
But that shit being really good.
Far Cry 6. Monster Hunter Rise.
Oh, yeah.
Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Oh, yeah, I played the fuck out of that.
Life is Strange True Colors.
Miss me on that.
The Medium.
I think I played that.
I think you might have.
I think I played that. I enjoyed that, actually.
Little Nightmares 2, which I heard it's another
I
good
never
game.
played that, but I know they're good.
Outriders, which I heard was also pretty good.
That was a looter shooter, but it didn't. I think it's done now.
Battlefield 2042.
Flop.
Call of Duty Vanguard.
I enjoyed it. It's overrated.
The Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the definitive edition. The Dark Pictures anthology, House of House of Ashes. Yeah, House of Ashes.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just naming like the big games that we'd most likely know.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are pretty much it. Like in terms of the games that we know.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw some things in there that you could maybe look forward to, but I get it. You're saying that actually stuck the landing and have it be fire as fuck, right? Is that what you mean? I would say, what year was it where like there was a bunch of bangers, man? 2022 with Elden Ring and what else? I can't think of. I can't think
of it either.
Or maybe
the one that comes to
Helldivers and last year was that last year?
No, Helldivers was this past one. It was that one, yeah.
There was a bunch of games.
Yeah, like really there was Astrobot, Helldivers. Yeah. I forgot what they're nominated. But
Metaphor, Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah, dude, this past year was a good one. The one that I think most people talk about is Red Dead and fucking God of War.
That was in 2018, bro.
Yeah, I know, but that's like the one people talk about. Like, yo,
do you think God of War should have won that, or do you think Red Dead? No,
looking back at it should have been Red Dead.
You think so?
I think it should, even though I think both are worthy of winning it.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not upset.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, all right, you gave it to someone that deserved it. But like, I think it was Red Dead 2.
I would pick Red Dead 2. That's because I'm gonna say something blasphemy. I never played God of War.
Well, you play every game in order. That's why.
That's what I'm doing. I'm on. Yeah. So if you guys don't know, so I don't know. I like to play games like in kind of release order to see what the hype's about and everything, what the changes and shit. I beat the first OG God of War. I think I'm on the second game. I'm like halfway through the second game.
I think I played every God of War, but I think they released one on PSP. I think, or on something.
Yes, they did. It was like the Ghost of Sparta and Chains of Olympus.
Yeah, those ones I never played.
Those were on the I believe they were on the PSP and Vita, and you could also play them on PS3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say those ones I missed out on, but every of the main big hitters I played.
Yeah, and then so that's why I haven't played God of War, and I could understand why it won. Just because, bro,
it was such change.
It was such a drastic change. But dude, when you look back at Red Dead 2, the amount of detail and like
that's why
at least this, well, I can't say how better the story because I haven't played God of War, but the story, like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know. We'll see.
I would have. Someone who's played both, I would have given it to Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
I would have given it to Red Dead 2.
But okay. So now, let's dive right into the. I know, sorry guys, we
this is our first one of the year, man. Our first review,
first game review,
yeah, of our new shit.
Yeah, the next one that we have,
it's gonna be
we're gonna AC Shadows. We're gonna be doing a topic video on that. Like, just impressions and stuff.
Yeah, because we can't do a review, guys. That game's too long for us to have it out in time for you guys.
I'm gonna do I'm doing some side quests here and there, but my main goal is like I want to try to finish it. And I mean, we could talk about our first impressions a bit of it later if we want to.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. So we talked about the background, game premise and stuff. So Split Fiction, man. Let's talk about the visuals.
Okay, one thing is that this game was made with Unreal Engine 5, just like every other game nowadays. Yeah. Every developer has to know how to build on that, which I don't know how I feel about that, man. But what's it called? One thing I got to say is that I think overall the graphics are good. I'm not gonna say they were outstanding or anything like that, but I think they're good. I think for the timeline we're in now, I think it met those expectations. I'm like, all right, these are good. I can't complain. I'm not gonna complain. The one thing I will say is I love how every level or every biome that we go into, when we go in between Zoe and Mia and their Mio and their respective stories, how unique they all are.
Yeah. And
how vibrant and how detailed the environments are. That's something I really did appreciate, especially at the end, because at the end, I think it was the last one before we hit Endgame. We were in like that like Dark Souls type of area where I was like, yo, like this right here is a game. Like I can only imagine a game being like a whole game being right there.
Yeah.
That was probably the one I was most impressed with. But what's it called? That was probably my favorite. What was your favorite?
Well, I mean, if we're talking like the cutscenes and like the animations, I would say it wasn't extraordinary. Whatever.
Yeah.
It seems like a, kind of typical game. I mean, it's $50, right?
Yeah.
Not even 60, right? All right, cool. But in the visual department, if we're talking about like the actual atmosphere and where we're playing, dude, I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, it looks super fucking cool. So many screenshot worthy.
Yeah, dude, that was an ongoing joke. By the way, y'all, we have our playthrough upload. We should have mentioned this earlier.
Oh yeah.
Well, me and Hector, we have our playthroughs uploaded on our YouTube channel. So mine at Just Jazzy and then Hector's at
Seeing Six Gaming.
So if you want to see the playthroughs of both our POVs, you can go ahead. and check those out.
Yeah, I put the links in the description if you want to check that out. But yeah, throughout the playthrough, I'm taking screenshots, and I've caught some pretty cool ones.
No, some of them are cool. Some of them you send me, I'm like, yo, this is actually fire.
They're pretty cool.
But I would make the joke as we're going, like, take a screenshot.
Take a screenshot, dude. Yeah, dude, it's visually stunning, man. Yep. The different worlds that we're actually playing, it's vibrant, it's eye-catching, it makes you
want to explore more of it.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Like, and that's my favorite part is the actual end game. If we're talking about, like, you know, the cutscenes and whatnot, I can't necessarily say too much other than, well, I've seen this before, right? It's not The Last of Us.
Yeah.
It's not Uncharted. It's not
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, it's not Ghost of Tsushima graphics. No, it does what it needs to do. But in the actual gameplay, in the world building, the details, and the everything or surround the atmosphere, those are the most impressive visuals, man. And like that's my favorite part. You know.
So you don't have a favorite like environment?
A favorite environment?
Mine was that last one.
I don't think so, man. Just because
you loved all of them. Okay, bet.
I liked them all. I really liked them all. It's everything was like very eye catching and just vibrant, and you want to explore more and shit. I liked everything, man.
Okay, I guess another question I have for you, and that relates back to how we started this segment. It being built on Unreal Engine 5. The reason why I'm like iffy on it is because cool, if we have every developer who every game dev who knows how to build a game on Unreal Engine 5, it's useful because they never have to learn a new engine. Like for example, like Cyberpunk, that was built on the I forgot what it was called, but it was something like CD Red engine.
Oh, was it their own engine?
It was their own engine. So obviously the devs working on that game had to work on that engine, right? Yeah. And The Witcher, that's being made on Unreal Engine 5, right? But my thing is, I'm like, bro, my biggest worry is like, I don't know if you notice, every game that is built on Unreal Engine 5 kind of looks all the same. And that's my biggest worry, because like, I don't want all my games to look the same in terms of like graphics. And I could tell. I didn't know it playing the game, but I knew, I'm like, this is probably built on Unreal Engine. I could tell. And I'm just like, it's cool.
And did you look it up and it was confirmed? Like, okay.
Yeah, it's built on Unreal Engine 5.
No, I could see that, bro. I could definitely see that.
So like, my question to you real quick is like, do you agree with everything being built on Unreal Engine 5? Like, don't get me wrong, the capability of that engine is insane. Don't get me wrong. I've seen the tech demos, I don't know if you have, but it's insane what you can do when they reach the max possible possibilities with that engine. Like for example, like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the shit they did with that shit was insane. Oh no, I think they built it on the RE engine. I could be wrong, but like for
RE, really?
I think
isn't that exclusive to Resident Evil though?
Not RE engine. I meant CD Red. That one. I think I could have sworn. I could be wrong. I'm 50-50 on. Don't take my word on that. But I can see, like, we've seen the tech demos. We see what the max, like, oh, this is what you can do with it, man, when you reach its peak or whatever the fuck. But you can also see, like, when people don't use all its fucking power, if that makes sense. My thing is, like, do you want everything to be built on Unreal Engine 5 and have everything look the same? Like, are you okay with that, or do you want it?
Well, I want to ask you, because I actually don't know this. I don't know. What engine did Naughty Dog use for The Last of Us and Uncharted?
I'm assuming.
Is it Unreal Engine 5? Or is that their own engine?
I don't think. I think that was their own engine, because I don't think Unreal Engine 5 existed back then when fucking Uncharted and Last of Us
I want that shit. I want that engine, girl.
Yeah, but that's with Naughty Dog developers.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's why I think I don't want everything to be built on Unreal Engine 5. I want every game to feel different.
Yeah.
In terms of just like the theme, everything. If you built everything on Unreal Engine 5, I feel like everything's gonna look the same and feel the same in terms of like how I approach it. You know what I mean? And the only way for me to get rid of that feeling is if you kill it in every other aspect of the game. Where it's like, bro, the story's so good. Like, oh my god, it feels so unique. I love it. I'm so attached. But at the end of the day, it's still built on Unreal 5.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I'm more so like, man, I wish developers would use their own engines or invest into own engines. And I get the risk that comes with that. I mean, look at Cyberpunk. They use their own engine. Look how fucking buggy when that shit came out. But look at it. They mastered it. They got a revival. And look at the game now. One of the biggest successes ever. Granted, they fucked up their launch. I'll never excuse them for that.
Yeah.
And that was because they didn't really know how to use their engine properly. But now they do. And I'm hoping they stay with it for the sequel of Cyberpunk. but I don't know. Right now, all we know is that the next Witcher game that's being built on Unreal Engine 5, and I'm worried. I'm like, oh fuck, I just don't want it to look the same compared to other games built on it. So that's really my question. Like, do you want that or no? Or are you a fan of it? Or are you 50-50 on it?
It's tough because it is kind of like a 50-50 situation, because on one hand, there is a chance for games to look very similar, right? But then on the other hand, majority of developers are familiar with the engine, and hence that would lead them to actually create a good game. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So it's like, okay, the games might look the same, but the game actually might be good because people know how to use it. And I'm trying to think, because I'm not really familiar with this type of stuff. I'm trying to think of games maybe that use the same engine, like Unreal Engine 5, but they still look drastically different. Because I do agree, like, there's some issues when making your own engine. I mean, we saw that another example was with Halo. Halo had their own Slip Space engine.
That's what it was called?
Slip Space. And it was just not really great because people were still trying to figure it out.
Didn't they switch to Unreal Engine 5?
They're switching. They switched to Unreal Engine 5 to,
I was about to say.
where. So yeah, the next Halo project is going to be.
I thought Halo Infinite was the last fucking thing.
I thought so too, man. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Because the goal was Halo Infinite was going to be the main shit, and then they were going to add DLC to the stories. Because Halo Infinite ends with a fucking
cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
And they never answered it with DLC?
No.
Wow.
To this day. So now I'm assuming it's scrapped. Yeah, it's probably like, okay, we're scrapped here. Now we're going to
answer that cliffhanger with the next game.
With a new game, or maybe. I don't fucking know what they're going to do. But anyway, point is that a lot of developers were having issues with the Slip Space engine. They couldn't do what they actually wanted to do. So 343 Industries is no more. They rebranded. They say, hey, fuck the name, fuck the brand. We're now Halo Studios, and we're switching to Unreal Engine 5. And a lot of people were really excited about it because many people can know what to do with it and shit. So I don't know, man. I need to see video games, or list out the video games that use the same engine but look drastically different. I just you know what I mean?
No, I understand it.
But I understand your worry though. Like you're worried that like we're gonna get other games that look like Split Fiction in terms of like the cutscenes and facial animations. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, that's basically my.
What about Death Stranding? What engine is that?
I could Google it because that should be out by now.
Because low key, when Death Stranding came out on PS4, I thought it looked good though, like visually.
No, that was before it came out on Unreal Engine 5.
For real? Yeah. When did that come out?
Unreal Engine 5?
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm going up the.
I don't know when that came out. I can't.
Okay, so Death Stranding. Hold up. I should put probably Death Stranding 2 because the first one was made by Decima Engine. That's what it says here for the first game. Yeah. But it wasn't until you named the visionary behind Metal Gear Solid adopted the engine for the entire Death Stranding. Oh yeah, Decima. Yeah, Decima Engine. That's what it's their engine. He developed it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but it's over here. But it wasn't until Hideo Kojima, the visionary behind Metal Gear Solid, adopted the engine for his enigmatic Death Stranding. Decima grabbed the industry's attention.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. When did Unreal Engine 5 come out? April 2022.
Wow.
Yeah, and mostly like every studio, it's like so common knowledge now that like, oh, it will be made on Unreal Engine 5. It's like, okay, all right. It's kind of like I kind of know what to expect when it comes to like animation and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we just got.
It could be like everyone's just doing the same thing with the engine, and I'm just like, all right, I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just tough.
I know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I don't think I could think of any game that had like a graphical like moment where, oh shit, this looks fucking amazing. Like in terms of graphics.
With that engine, or just in general?
As of late, like I can't think of anything.
I'm trying to
because the graphics here in Split Fiction, like
they're
in terms
fine.
of cutscenes,
I'm gonna say like
it's not crazy.
Like it just meets the standard of like what do I expect? I'm like, okay, this should be the bare minimum of any fucking game built on this engine.
Absolutely, yeah. But the reason why it enhances it is like the detail and like
when you're in gameplay,
when creativity around it.
And then that's why I say where I'm like the possibilities with Unreal 5 is amazing because look at it, bro. What the fuck? We were legit hopping in between worlds like so fast. I'm just like, dude, that's fucking insane. It just adds to the experience. You're more in awe of it. But it's just my other fear is just like, dude, what if everything just starts feeling the same?
That's very true
in that aspect.
Which is have to see, man. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is the music and sound design, man. Okay. I really like the soundtrack and the music here. There are some moments where like we're in this sci-fi or fantasy world, and the music that's playing like fits perfectly, in my opinion. Even the loading screen, I really like it's like a
dude. It reminded me. Oh my god, the loading screen reminded me of another game. So
I think you said. Did you say Mass Effect? Or Star Wars?
It reminded me of another franchise. I'm like, bro. Oh, I think it was Star Wars.
Star Wars?
Yeah, there's one song that happens in Clone Wars. Oh my! I want to show you it.
I can't remember what you said exactly.
I think it was Star Wars. Yeah,
but it's like how do you even describe it, man? It's like a sci-fi space type of.
Like lo-fi.
No, and it's not lo-fi.
Really? I get that vibe. Where it's
what I said, it reminded me of like the music from High on Life.
Well, I never played that game. Or I never fully played it. I checked that out.
So it reminds me of High on Life, and I really like the music in High on Life. It sounds spacey and shit like that. Well, it takes place in space and whatever the fuck. So it reminded me of that, but I really like the music here. It fits in the very suspenseful moments whenever. I don't know, we're running away from something or fast-paced action sequences, whatever it is.
Yeah,
it fits. Especially the overall sound design whenever we're slashing enemies with our swords and stuff, or maybe the engine of the motorcycles that we're using, or that one mission that stood out to me where it's not really. Is it a spoiler if I say what it is?
I mean, yeah, we should probably say it's probably going to be a spoiler because as we talk about these segments, we got to go into detail.
It might be a bit of a spoiler. So there is like a mission where I'm gonna just say there's a dying son involved.
Oh yeah.
And if you remember, Mario, what we had to do in that mission, you hear the bass and I don't know how to explain it. It feels good.
Yeah.
So I want to say moments like that, it does really well in terms of like the sound, and even whenever you're using specific gadgets, because actually that might be later down the road in the gameplay section. But yeah, that's what I got to say about the music and the sound design.
For me, I got to say the music and sound design is probably where I'm probably the weakest in terms of identifying if it was good or bad for me. The only times I can really identify music or soundtrack, anything like that, is when I'm really enjoying the fucking game.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like Ghost of Tsushima. When I was playing that and we had a serious moment and then you hear the soundtrack, I'm just like, oh my God, like the music's killing it. Let me download the music, whatever the fuck. Another example is like Dragon Age Inquisition for that one. I literally have it saved on my phone, some of the music on there, but that's because I enjoyed the game so fucking much. If for this one, all I can really say is that nothing felt out of place.
Yeah.
Now, everything there was like, okay, the music, the fact that I didn't notice it means they did their job. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's all I can really say in terms of the music is that nothing fell out of place. All the music was good. When I needed to feel suspense, the music added to it, or anything. If I needed to feel emotional, the music did its job. And that's all I can really say when it comes to the soundtrack or sound design here is that these devs, they did their job.
Yeah. Okay, so the next up is the gameplay mechanics.
Okay, so for gameplay, it very much it does just carry over what it does in It Takes Two into this one, but it does one thing different where...
Can you get into that, or no? Is that spoilers?
No, because it's very... So, how should I go about it? You basically, obviously, you start the game, right? You're hit with the premise of it. You're hit with like, all right, this is our end goal. How do we get to that end goal? So as you go on this adventure, you meet obstacles. And how you go overcome those obstacles is they give you some sort of gadget, right? I'm not going to go into any specifics about the gadgets, but they give you a gadget that adds a level of complexity to the level that you're on.
Yeah.
And how you go about figuring it out, well, that's up to you and your friend to communicate with each other, problem solve, and maybe some funny moments happen. And that's part of the fun of this game. And so that element is carried over into Split Fiction. The one thing that they added from what I remember from It Takes Two to this game is that in It Takes Two, it is not a spoiler because that game's been out for a while now, is that in It Takes Two, when you were playing those levels within the world themselves, within these levels themselves, there would be little challenges that you could like 1v1 your friend in. So me and Thili would do these little challenges, right? And they would be in the game. Just to throw an example, I don't remember an exact one, but just to have one, like a hypothetical. Oh, he's playing basketball. Like, oh, dude, let's play one-on-one real quick. Like that. They would have shit like that in It Takes Two, right? In this one, those elements are there, but that's not the entirety of it. Like there's still those little head-on heads challenges where you can play with your friend, right? But in this one, they kind of expanded it to where within the main story, there's little side worlds.
Side stories.
Oh, yeah, side stories,
That's
right?
what they call it, yeah.
Side stories. And it's legit a whole new world. Mm-hmm. So, and in that world, there's also like unique elements within that world.
Yeah.
I want to say one so bad just to show. I'm gonna say one, right? And I'm sorry, right? But there's one where literally I'm a pig. And what were you? Well, I was a pig.
No, we were both pigs.
We were both pigs.
Yeah.
And we're on a farm.
Yeah.
And we're on our way to get out of this little side world. You have to go through these adventures and figure out, collect all these apples. Like little challenges, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I speak upon like, bro, this shit is so creative. That's something they didn't do in It Takes Two. That's something I think that a change they added that I absolutely love. Mm-hmm. But other than that, really, in terms of gameplay, that's the only thing I can really say without spoiling or going into more detail, spoiling the game itself.
Well, yeah, you're put in an environment. Well, it's just like you explained it, man. And sometimes in that environment, we're handed things that will help us in that environment. It reminds me of like, think of it like Astrobot, like each separate arena, you kind of have something that's going to help you throughout the world, or something that's kind of build based on that. You kind of get that here, and it's definitely really fun to. And it's refreshing
because every level is a different gadget.
Yeah, it's a different thing, and it's really cool. Oh, what are we going to get this next time? Or sorry, what are we going to get this time and shit? What are we going to do here? So it's really cool. We have like the main actual story where you're progressing in one specific world. Either you're in the sci-fi world or you're in the fantasy world. But in that world, like what Mario said, there are these side stories. And they're optional. They're completely optional. I believe we did most we could. We missed one. Yeah. That's because we didn't see it.
We didn't see it, and we didn't know how to get up there.
Yeah.
We're like, bro, how the fuck do we get up there?
But in terms of this, and that's basically it. You know, that's the whole gameplay loop. And it's really fun, really unique. Some of these side stories are super creative and just... Dude, they're just so fucking cool, especially in the later in the game. Yeah,
go ahead.
And later in the game, some of the side stories that we're actually into is super unique, and it's like, what the fuck? Like how do you do this?
Yeah, I know.
Like how do you do this? And even in the main game, even in at the very end in the main game, in the actual main story, there are some mechanics that happen, and you're just left wondering like, how the fuck are they doing this? I've never seen this before. At least that's how I felt.
Yeah, no, yeah. I could give you, I have a unique one where I feel like this is the most unique one. And then I have my favorite one.
And should we say?
Honestly, yeah, because there's a bunch.
Okay.
My favorite one was the snowboarding head-on, like the 1v1.
Oh, that was cool.
That one was my favorite because, bro, they thought every aspect of that little side story was so cool, bro. I fucking loved it. Really cool. But the unique one was the one where it was like drawing.
Yeah, that one.
The one where it's like drawing.
Too.
We're in
2D.
Who is it? Zoe? It was Zoe's, right?
Zoe's, yeah.
Yeah, we were in Zoe's side story, and that shit was so fucking. I was like, wow. I'm like, when I was playing that, I was like, dude, that is so different. I'm like, what the? I'm like, how do you even? What coding do you put in this bitch to make?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's shit that I'm saying it's shit I haven't seen before in any other game. And I just had a lot of fun, man. The creativity, the visuals, and the sound, like, and the haptic feedback on the PS5 controller. No sponsor. Dumbass. The haptic feedback. Dumbass. Sponsors. Anyway, you know, it's just, I was immersed, man. I was interested. I was like, it's been a while since I've been this excited to like play a game. I think. Well, to be fair, I'm actually starting to play more and stuff. But last time I've been this excited was probably when I played Silent Hill 2, the remake. And I'm like, dude, I'm just super stoked to see, okay, what now, Mario? What is this now? What is this going to be? And it's super fun, man. Super fun and unique. But that's essentially the gameplay loop. You know, you have these different gadgets that are based around that world that's going to help you and your friend. There are instances where you actually need to communicate. That's why I said you cannot play this by yourself. You cannot. That's so unfortunately, guys. If you don't have any friends, that's unfortunate. You got to go out there and make some because you're gonna miss out on playing this game because you need to communicate. You need to communicate, and there's different puzzles and stuff. And not only that, I want to say that it's pretty challenging too. There were times where we actually died, like multiple times. It's not super hard. It's not overbearing, but it is challenging.
It requires thought. Some of them require thought.
And actually, I want to ask you this: not even that, but even the like the actual like the boss fights and stuff like that. It's still kind of challenging. And I want to ask you this because I've seen people say this, and obviously I never played the game. People are saying that it's more challenging than It Takes Two. Would you agree with that?
More challenge in terms of
it's more
boss
challenging
fights?
In terms of everything. Maybe like the puzzles and especially like the fighting, like like the.
I would say so. I wouldn't say by a lot, but I think it is a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not saying like, bro, it's night and day. It's 10 times hard.
It's not. It's not. Yeah,
but I think it's something they definitely improved on. Yeah,
it's for sure more challenging, and I like that in a video game, man. Sometimes like I personally don't like when I play a game and I put on normal and then I never die. And it's like, bro, this is supposed to be normal.
I know what you mean.
So I got to up the difficulty on this bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I think there has to be a balance. And with this game, at least when we booted it up, there was no
difficulty setting. No,
I was gonna say, yeah,
there wasn't one.
So the fact that they managed to balance it, where like, hey, if you're really really good at the game, you'll be really good, but you'll still die here and there. Because I would say, I mean, you and I, Mario, we are. I wouldn't say we aren't necessarily casual gamers. Like, we're pretty good at video games, and the fact that we're struggling a bit and dying here and there kind of says something. Okay, so for the people that are casual gamers, I'm thinking of like because I know some people play It Takes Two like with their girlfriends or whatever. People that are casual gamers, you guys might have a harder time with this.
I seen clips of like people playing with like their boyfriend or girlfriend
and they're struggling,
like, and they're you know how like the jumping it pushes you to the fucking. I'm like, jumping's so easy in this game. And I've been seeing clips where like I'm like, bro, how are you missing that? It literally, it's like a magnet. It literally pushes you to the pole. How are you fucking that?
And I think they did that on they did it on purpose because they understood. Okay, this game majority of people that are like not super hardcore gamers are gonna play this.
Yeah,
maybe with their loved ones or maybe with their niece and nephews, right? With their kids or whatever. So they knew that they had to balance it. Okay, we need to make it difficult enough to where it's challenging, but not to the point where like you're throwing your fucking controller.
Yeah. And
we need to make it easy so people can want to keep playing. So for like the jumping, bro, you could legit just move forward and it just magnetizes you to the next platform. Like it's very, very easy in that regard. But when it comes to the boss fight, not only they're creative and fun, but they are quite challenging.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. And like, dude, the boss fights. I mean,
I'm trying to think about one.
Dude, I love them all, man.
No, they're all fun to play.
I think the one that stood out to me the most that I could just think of on the top of my head because they're all really good. I love them all. Is the pinball one.
Oh, really?
That one was really cool.
Yeah, that one was fun. Yeah. Fuck, I don't know if I have a favorite.
The pinball I think was like what the
pinball one was definitely the most unique.
That one was super,
I did not
super
expect to have a boss fight and we legitimately fight it as a pinball machine.
Yeah. And dude, did you?
I'm trying to remember, bro. I would either. I don't know if I have a favorite. I'm be honest with you. I guess the one I would say is probably the last one. Not with the main final boss, the dragon.
Ooh,
that one.
Yeah,
I like that one.
That one was cool too.
Yeah, I like that one.
Too. And another thing that makes this game super fucking cool and amazing is that it's like showing respect to other video game like titles and genres. Because we get a lot of references in the game, like to other video games, and we get like a respect type of nod where we're playing in a style of like an MMO, like World of Warcraft, or we have the classic arcade type of shooters like Space Invaders, or there are some missions where we're playing like a side scrolling like a Mega Man,
or it's like where it's like a. It's like a Hades. It's a rogue. It's a roguelike.
Like, dude, it's just the different types of genres I was put in this game. It was super, super cool, man. You know what I mean?
One of the cool Easter eggs was I made a clip out of it. It was the Halo one.
That one was cool. So.
Yeah, that one was cool. The fact that I was able to recognize it, I'm not even I was like, yo, isn't this the dude from Halo?
Yeah.
And I didn't catch it, bro. But Red versus Blue.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that when
Halo.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Well, people are saying Red versus Blue when they think of fucking Rooster Teeth, like the show Red versus Blue.
Yeah,
is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, they got that from Halo.
Yeah.
Because in Halo, because Halo, you'd play the enemy team or whatever. You'd either be a blue team or a red team.
Okay.
And so that's where they got that from. They took that from Halo, and they just named they've named their show Red versus Blue, because that's how it is in the games. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like there's a blue team and a red team in Halo.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not much of a diehard of Halo. So I don't know these things.
I just didn't mention it because I'm gonna be real. I wasn't thinking about like, oh, red versus blue, Rooster Teeth. I was thinking of like, oh yeah, it's red versus, like, it's red and blue because in Halo multiplayer, that's your team.
Yeah. No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I did not notice that whatsoever.
But that was cool. A lot of different references, a lot of different genres and stuff.
To like movies too. There was the Akira slide.
Yeah, that was really cool too.
I'm planning on making that my next clip.
So is there anything else that you
in terms of gameplay?
Yeah, man.
No, I one thing I can only add a little late
that we haven't said before
is that I love how, because if you really looked at it from a broader scale, the gameplay loop is very simple.
Yeah,
it's very simple. You enter a story, like one of these characters' story worlds, right?
Yeah, and
you encounter challenges in your way, and they give you a gadget, and they build out that level with that gadget in mind.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, okay, I'm like, oh yeah, I bet that sounds easy. And I'm like, yeah, it's simple and easy, and that's what makes it great. Excuse me. I think they kept it simple, and they knew what they wanted to do, and you were able to execute amazingly well on the gameplay. Because when you keep it simple, it's very easy to make things fun, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's why I really like the simplicity of the gameplay loop. Because some games, they may try to go really complex, and I'm not saying you can't do that and be great at it and execute on it, right? But sometimes I feel like some games try to overthink it too much, where like they complicate it too much, where I'm like, yo, this game's trying to be a lot of things. You need to pick one.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But no, I just appreciate the simplicity of the gameplay, really.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. Okay, so now we can actually get into the let's talk about the story and the writing.
All right, this has been nothing but like a glaze fest for the game so far. I guess this is really my first critique of the game.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so
do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Just to keep it broad, and then I'll let you go more into detail. In It Takes Two, for me, from the jump, I was invested.
Wow.
I was invested.
Interesting. Okay.
And I think that because in It Takes Two, I was really able to connect with the two characters a whole lot more, because there was this third aspect in the game that we got to see the main character's feelings or point of view from. And because we had that thing, I was able to see their perspective and be like, oh, that sucks. Oh, I feel for them. So I'm more emotionally attached to these characters. In Split Fiction, that I'm not saying that don't happen. It just takes a little bit of time for me to get there. And that's because there's not that third thing for me. Or that third aspect in the story for me. And not only that, the writing is very, I get really cliche at times. And I don't know, the writing, when those moments happen, it didn't really, I'm just like, oh, that's a very cliche thing. And I feel like they're doing it on purpose in some moments, but in some moments I'm just like, oh, you didn't need to do that. You can find your way to write it better. Because I feel like the writing was better in It Takes Two. Even though I know there's cliche moments in there, but it just felt better overall. And this one, I think they maybe played it a little bit too safe sometimes. In terms of writing out, like those very cliche lines, like, oh, I guess that was shocking. Like shit like that, bro. And I'm just saying, it took time for me to actually get invested with the characters, these two girls. Right? And, you know, because over the game, you find out their history, just like in It Takes Two. But the attachment to them for me happens like maybe like halfway through the game, or maybe a quarter of the way, compared to It Takes Two. For me, it was there from the jump.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, I'm in on both these characters. Like, I want to see their stories. I want to see their struggles. I want to see how they get through these things. Like, I'm actually invested. Like, I like them, and I do like these characters. It just took me a while for me to get there. If that makes sense. I don't know about for you.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, man. I thought the same thing. I thought I kind of thought I was gonna be the only one on this, actually. No, because it took me a while to really start to care about these characters. Because we're kind of like halfway in the game, and sure, as we're progressing, there's like little hints,
little glimpses of it.
But I don't know. I think that it should have been done sooner. But I get it, because then we get the overall like finale, and I kind of in that aspect I do like it. I like the development that Mio and Zoe, like what they went through in like their deepest darkest.
Which one's the blonde one again? It's
the blonde. That's Zoe.
Zoe. Her story I think I like the most.
Yeah,
hers was like the most like heart wrenching one because when we find out and she had her little like, what's the word? Her confrontation moment.
Yeah,
dude, that one actually hit.
Yeah,
it hit me. I was like, damn, bro. Like I actually feel for her. Like I understand why she's acting the way she's acting. Like I can only imagine what that's like.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, I agree. That's my thing. Is that in the like near the end, that's where I'm liking it and I'm loving them. Oh wow, you know what? I actually like these characters. I like their story. Cool, but it just in the beginning, I just didn't really feel that. I just felt like we were just playing this game.
Yeah,
and sure, if we look at the main villain and like the main issue here, I think it is pretty unique. It's something I haven't seen before, like in terms of story. And it's like, all right, you know, it's kind of it's unique. I fuck with it. I understand the goal. We understand their goal and stuff. But then this kind of goes back to the writing, where they kind of write the villain as like a
cliche,
like a Disney villain. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like
there we go. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's like a typical.
It's a very safe villain.
Yeah. I've worked 20 years. No one's gonna take this away from me.
This is mine.
Yeah, this is
fuck all you.
In here, I'm God. Like
I'm king.
Yeah, you know, it's just the way that the villain. I like the premise. I like the premise of the overall story of like, okay, we have this villain, this is what his goals are, and now our main characters, this is their goal, and to try to solve it. I like the premise. It's just how they wrote it and the direction it went was just a bit too cheesy for me. And like a little bit Disney, right? Like whatever. I did, and I feel like they try to, maybe they might have done that on purpose because they try to balance it out where Zoe's the one that's more cheesy, more saying, you know, stuff where like, oh, we kind of roll our eyes to.
Yeah.
Versus Mio is the more like, really, could we just focus on the mission here?
Yeah.
But then sometimes she is like saying some stuff that's kind of like cheesy and stuff. And I don't know. I just think that some narrative points in the game just felt that way for me. Where moments where it's supposed to feel like, oh, like gun wrenching, like, oh hell yeah, take like really cool. It feels cheesy because the way they react. You know, like there were some really cool moments that we had, Mario, and like, yo, this is so fucking cool. It's a serious cool moment, whatever. And they say something, and we're laughing, and it's like we're not supposed to be laughing right now, but it's funny. It's kind of funny what they say.
And then sometimes it does hit because like, and it does say. I'm not gonna say it doesn't hit all the time. Like one time, I don't know what. I think we just entered a new level, right? But for some fucking reason, it actually made me laugh. Like she started the one chick did, the blonde one did a dance move like this where she points up in the air with the middle the finger like that, like some stupid dance move. And
that
shit.
was a reference.
Yeah, to
that's
what?
Actual, I don't know what, bro.
I know it's a reference, but I'm like, this is a reference to something. I just don't know what.
Yeah.
But like that made me laugh.
Yeah.
Right. But there's other moments where I'm just like, what are we doing, man? Like, what is this? Like, man, miss me with this. Like, I get it, and I can see why some people might enjoy it.
And like, maybe I might sound like a bitch. Like maybe Mio's story, because I don't know if you caught this one, but as we were playing, like we kind of called out like certain shit before it happened. Like, oh, let me guess, this is gonna happen, or oh, you know, like because for example, like Mio's big conclusion in the beginning, I'm like, oh, let me guess, it's her. It's her. You know, it's her all along type of situation, and it was.
Yeah.
Because that's how kind of, this is going to sound bad. This is going to sound bad, guys. Hear me out. That's how kind of generic and cliche it is, because the fact that I'm able to like, oh, let me guess,
call
it's this,
yeah,
right? And I don't know, man. It's just, it's
one of those
sometimes
things,
it hits, sometimes it just doesn't for me.
Like, it's just one of those things where like, I don't know. I just didn't feel this way with It Takes Two.
Interesting. Damn, I really wish.
Granted, I wasn't like the reviewer I am nowadays, so
yeah.
maybe I just wasn't looking at that sort of shit with that lens.
Could be.
If that makes sense. But I remember not predicting what was gonna. I wasn't predicting it. I was like, oh, bro, let me guess this. Like, no, and I was right. No, it was just like, oh shit, like, damn, that sucks. I'm like, fuck. I understand why they're frustrated with each other, type of thing. But in this game, it's tough. Because like
it's not all
it's
the
not
time.
It's not the end all be all, like, man, because of this, bro, 0 out of
Fuck
fucking
this
10.
game.
Like, fuck this game. No.
No.
The story is good overall, I will say.
Yeah.
I think it's a good, safe story. Safe story. It's just like I wish it would have gone to the other level, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And it just maybe written a little bit better. Maybe a little bit more like not so
like don't treat it too
cliche.
safe. Like,
yeah.
I feel like they didn't do that in It Takes Two. they didn't play it. Like, granted, like anybody can play that game any age, but like I enjoyed it. As a when it come out 2021,
2021.
As a 21-year-old man, I enjoyed that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it was just done better.
Yeah, I think that's just my biggest critique. Is like is that some narrative points felt cheesy and a bit cliche, and it's we're not saying, at least I'm not saying that it's all the time. Like there are some things that actually hits. In fact, at the very end of the game, there are moments there that you really care about the characters, and especially Zoe's like backstory and whatever she has going on. It's like, damn, this is really touching. And
it's
I feel
heart-wrenching.
it. Yeah, I feel it. But then there are some moments where they kind of say certain things
that take you out of it.
They take you out of it. Yeah, it's like, that was kind of cheesy.
It's one of those where I'm like, oh yeah,
or like,
yeah, it's funny.
It's like oh my god, I remember. Okay, it's not a spoiler, but like there is a boss fight. We're in a boss fight. And then Zoe does something. She's in a cutscene, and she says here's a one-liner. Could you get it? Like here's a cool one-liner, and then she does a thing because she doesn't have a one-liner. You know, the one-liner's like, eat lead, bitch.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, I get it. But she just says one-liner.
Yeah, she literally just says one-liner.
Yeah.
And people could argue, okay, that could be just part of her character. Like, sure. But then Mio, she's not necessarily that type of character, but then she ends up saying some stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain moments like me, like she's like, Zoe, it's like, you got this. We got this. Like, come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're laughing at me, but maybe it's because I'm saying it. But like those moments are supposed to be like, yo, oh shit,
like they're teaming up.
Let's fucking go. But the way they say it, it's like
funny does.
Like, yeah, it's kind of like you could have. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I really don't know.
No, that's just cliche writing, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, that's some shit from like 5 years ago.
No, we got this.
Yeah.
Here,
that's just lazy writing.
Take that one-liner.
Yeah.
How about?
Oh my god!
Or like if like they'll do the classic, like they'll do bullshit. Like this is hypothetical. This is not actually in the game. Yeah. This is me just like showing you the type of stuff it would be. Like, let's say Zoe had we had pencils as weapons, and we're using it as a boss fight. She'd be like, "Eat lead," like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hope you don't get lead poisoning.
Yeah.
Like, that's just an example of how things would be written.
That's funny.
But yeah, and then the villain, like I said, I really do like. I understand his motives and everything, and I like the premise. But even him, he was kind of written as like the
typical,
like a cliche villain. Like,
typical.
Nobody's gonna take this from me. I'd be damned if I had two brats like you take 20 years of my work.
Yeah.
And here I am God. Ha ha ha. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But in terms of all that, I think that's my only like negative. And really, it's not like super like a big deal in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because overall, the gameplay and like even how the story ends, I thought was amazing. In my opinion, I was like, yo, this shit's fire as fuck.
Truly, the ending, yeah. The ending was very fitting.
Yeah, I thought it was really.
It was very fitting, funny. Bro. Yeah. It was funny. It's like, that's cool, bro.
Yeah.
It left me wanting to like see where they were going. Like, I wanted to see that also. Like, fucking just show me it. You know where they were heading off to, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to be like, damn, I want more. Let me see that real quick. So I think the ending's very fitting. I do enjoy the ending. It's of cherry on top.
Yeah,
top
absolutely.
ending.
And that's pretty. At least for my negatives, man. I think that's it.
That's me. Yeah, it's my only negative too. Is the writing I think could have been better from the jump.
Yeah,
the writing and the story better from the jump because I wanted to be more invested into.
Because it shouldn't be that way, man. It shouldn't take us like about 5 hours to like really like the characters. Mm-hmm. Like we didn't hate them. It's just we're just playing these characters. Like
I'm just having fun playing the game, not playing as these characters.
Yeah, we have like small little hints here and there, right? Mm-hmm. Like, why are you acting this way? And sure, cool. And I would say also like there are like throughout as you're playing I want to say that the side stories, even though they are optional, I think you should do them because not only are they super fucking fun and creative, but we also get like some dialogue from them that could actually expand more on their character. Mm-hmm. Same thing throughout the world. There are these benches, just cinematic benches where you sit on these benches and you're like observing like the world and stuff. And on those benches, we have more dialogue. And some of them could be just whatever. Some of them could be actually more deep and stuff. So it's like, okay, interesting. If you do these many things, you get to learn more about the characters and maybe connect with them more. But I don't know. I feel like that should just be an add-on. You know what I mean? That should be an add-on. Like, I shouldn't need to seek after like optional side stories or sitting on benches to get more information out of these characters in order for me to like them. We should already have we should already have that like feeling, oh wow, I really care about these characters and like them from like the beginning, right? And then the side stories and whatever, it just amplifies that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So anyway, I think that's pretty much it, man. We're gonna get into our conclusion, which is our rating and everything. Do you want to go first, Mario?
Yeah, okay.
I was torn with this.
I was torn too. I was like between two ratings, and I go overall. I would probably say this is an amazing game, and I don't regret playing it. And even if I was the one to buy it, I wouldn't regret buying it.
Yeah,
because one, it's already at a really low price in a day where everything costs $70, right? I would say my only negative is probably the story and the writing. Like I said, it does take a while for me to get fully invested in terms of these characters, right? Like I think you said it perfectly, where like we were playing the game, but I was more sort of enjoying it just because of gameplay, not because I was playing who I was playing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like we get into like that 5 hour mark where I'm like, all right, I'm starting to enjoy it even more because I'm starting to get invested in these characters. Yeah, exactly. In terms of the additions from It Takes Two to this game, I love them. I love the change they did in adding these side stories and actually making them and expanding on that, and also keeping those little 1v1 little mini games. I also love those too. I would say overall, out of 10, I'm gonna give this bitch a 9.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 9. I think if the story was better from the jump, I think this would have been a 10 out of 10 game for me. But I think because it takes me a while to get invested into the story overall, into these characters overall, I think I have to dock at that point. Yeah, story is a big aspect in terms of a rating,
and like the writing too, like
and the writing, all that is a big aspect in terms of that I take into my rating. You know, if let's say for example, if like the performance was like not the greatest, I might have. Let's say the story was great, but performance was really buggy. Like, it was kind of buggy. I'll probably still give the game a 10. Yeah, because performance isn't that big of a deal in terms of my rating, but story is a big deal in terms of ratings for me.
Yeah, and I mean, there's games as well where they may not visually look good, like graphics wise, but the story is like fucking amazing. Yeah, you know, there's instances like that. So okay, so 9?
9 out of 10 for me.
Okay, yeah, I think I was stuck on this, man. I was like, dude, this game, I had a lot of fun. I was phenomenal. There are some mechanics in this game that are just mind-blowing in my opinion, things I have not seen before in any other game. I'm wondering how the fuck did they do this, especially when we get to near the end of the fucking game. Yeah, bro, it's
that was
phenomenal.
Trippy. Yeah,
I'm like, yo, and it's fucking it's split screen, only one of us needs the game, it's $50,
so gamer friendly,
bro. It's like, yo, this game is fucking phenomenal, man. So I was stuck on a 10 or a 9. I was thinking, like, damn, bro, what should I give this, man? Is this 10 or is this a 9? But either way, I said this in my playthrough at the very end at the end credits. I'm like, either way, whatever I give, a 10 or a 9, there's both phenomenal scores, and it's a game absolutely. I think that it's worth to spend the $50 on and worth fucking playing with a friend that you have or your loved one or whoever. It's worth it, man. And I would say it's definitely a game of the year contender for me. It's up there. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna give it a 9 because it's just, it took me a while, man, to really care about the characters. The writing and the direction was a bit cliche, kind of a little bit. I know this sounds super bad, guys, a little bit generic, just because if you watch the playthrough, guys, I'm calling some shit out. Oh, let me guess, this was gonna happen here and there, and sure, sometimes like games or movies that you could kind of predict, it would still be fire and fine. Yeah. But I guess because here it didn't really sit with me, it was because the writing was kind of cheesy already. Yeah. And like, even though the premise of the story was super cool, just the writing and the dialogue, I just felt it wasn't for me. And even the villain, even though I liked his motives and where he was going, it's just the way they wrote him, which is like a Disney villain, like you know what I mean? It's like, all generic. Right. So I think that's why it's gonna dock a point. But either way, guys, like you guys have to understand. Even if it's just 1 point, it doesn't matter. This game is still fucking amazing and super fucking fun, super creative. Shout out to Hazelight Studios. Shout out to Joseph, man. Thank you so much for keeping the co-op experience alive. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm excited. I'm super excited to play A Way Out, It Takes Two, and the other game that he did for the other studio, Brothers Tale of Two or something.
Yeah, Starbreeze by Starbreeze. Yeah.
So I'm like super excited, and if anything, I'm excited for the next game now.
Already working on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm excited for the next game. They're definitely on the radar. Absolutely an amazing game. Play it, guys.
Yeah,
fucking
it's worth your time, worth the money.
So yeah, so ignore the fucking, like, you know, oh my god, they didn't give it a 10. It's not a perfect whatever, bro. 9, you have no idea. 9 is still fucking amazing, score. Bro. We rarely give shit 9s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do, because usually it's either a 10 or an 8.
It's either 10 or 8. Yeah.
And in order for us to give me something a 9, it's just one thing has to be lacking, one of the things I really care about.
Yeah.
And for me in this game, it was just a story.
Yeah.
That was lacking for me.
But overall, it's still fucking amazing, and it's still a great time. I'm just sounding like a broken record, but anyway, guys, yeah, I'm gonna give this a 9 as well. Please go check it out, man. Super, super fucking unique, super cool. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna struggle a bit. It's super fucking fun. We need more games like this.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of, there was a moment where Mario and I were playing, and I was crying and laughing.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh my god, I might make that into a clip. I might make that into a clip.
You have to,
bro.
Yeah.
I was crying, laughing, man. Oh my god, it's super fucking fun, super super fun. And here's the thing, I would actually play this game again.
Wow,
I would play it again.
All right,
not like now, right? Because we're busy and stuff like that, right? But like, let's say in a year from now or something, my friend was like, "Hey, want to play this game again or some shit?" Or I don't know, maybe Danny or some shit. I would play it again. I'm like, yo.
No, that's cool.
I play it, man. It's fun. It's really fun. Super fun. Anyway, with that being said, that is it. That's our Split Fiction review. Let us know what did you guys think of Split Fiction in the comments down below. And thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.